What is going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video today we're going to learn about cron jobs and we're going to learn how to schedule Python scripts, for example backup scripts. So let us get right into it. Alright, so cron is a command line tool that we can use on Unix-like systems like macOS and Linux distributions to schedule jobs. And in this video today, we're going to use cron in combination with Python to automate a simple backup procedure. So we're going to have a folder on the desktop, let's call it backup files, for example. And in this directory, we're going to have different files, documents, images, whatever. And we want to have a Python script that just takes the contents of this directory and uploads them to Dropbox. So it backs up the files to Dropbox. And now instead of running this script every time we want to do a backup manually, we want to schedule a job that runs on a regular basis. So we can say once a minute, once an hour, every day at this time, whatever. We want to do that with cron. So we're going to schedule the job of running this backup script instead of having to run this automatically all the time. And the first thing, of course, that we need to do here is we need to make sure that cron is installed on our system. So just open up the command line. Depending on your operating system, you're going to have to use different commands, obviously. So depending on your Linux distribution, if you're using Linux, you're going to have to use a different package manager. On Mac, I think you also have to use some package manager. On Windows, you don't usually use cron. You use the task scheduler, so that's a different tool. But what you can do here now on Debian-based distributions is you just say sudo apt install and cron. And in this case, it's going to install cron if you don't have it yet, and it's going to not do anything if you already have it. So once you have cron installed, we're going to start with a simple example first. So let's say we want to have some command that we want to automate, we want to run this automatically every minute, for example. And just to keep it simple here, we're going to use a very simple command. We're going to echo the random variable. Like this. So echo random basically just gives you a random number. As you can see, I can run this. I get random numbers here. Now, instead of just putting it out through the command line, I want to save it into a file. So I can say here, store this in, let's say, home, neural 9, desktop. Let's call the file myfile.txt. So when I do this, you can see I have this myfile.txt and I have this value in here. And the next time I run this, you will see that I get, let me run this again. You will see I get a different value here. So we want to automate this just to see as a proof of concept here how cron works. So what we need to do to automate this, and this is actually a little bit tricky in this case because the random variable, and this is the first thing we can learn about cron, the random variable here, I need to echo it of course, only exists in this particular shell that I'm using right now, the bash shell. It does not exist in the shell which is under /bin sh. So this is now a different shell. If I say echo random here, it cannot be found. So it doesn't return any number here. Why is this important? It's important because cron by default uses this shell. So we need to actually specifically say that we want to use bash. So the actual command that we want to automate in this case is bin bash and then -c and then the command that we had. So echo random, which is the exact same behavior as before, or actually of course with /home, neural 9, desktop, and then myfile.txt. It's the exact same behavior as before, but it's now the complete command that we need to automate. So you can choose whatever command you want. It's just something that is going to run automatically every minute in this case now. And in order to schedule this, what we need to do is we need to run the command cron tab -e. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see the command line a little bit better. Cron tab -e is going to open this file here where we can schedule our tasks. Now you can skip all these comments, you can go to the bottom of the file, and here you can see how this basically works. You have minute, hour, day of the month, and day of the week. And then you have the command. So if you don't want to specify for one of these things a specific value, what you can do is you can just provide an asterisk, so a star symbol here. So if you provide 5 asterisks, this basically means every minute, every hour, every day of the month, every week, every day of the week. So it basically means every minute run this command with no exceptions. If I do something like 0, 14, star, 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 or asterisks. What this basically means is every day of the month, every day of the week, run this at 14 o'clock, so 2 p.m. That's the idea. Now, to see results faster, we're going to use the every minute combination here. So we're going to use 4 asterisks to say run this thing every single minute. And the command again is bin, or actually /bin bash -c. And then we want to use here the command again, echo $random. And then we're going to say /home neural9 desktop. And then myfile.txt. And that is now our command that we want to schedule every single minute. So I can just write this, I can exit, and now you can see installing new cron tab. So now every minute this command is going to run. You can see now it's 6:42 p.m. If I now say watch desktop myfile.txt, you can see now, actually, why is this denied? Watch cat, sorry. Watch cat myfile.txt. We can now see the content of this file in somewhat real time. So every 2 seconds, it basically updates the command. So I can see the content here, 15160. And now when it gets 6:43, we should see an update here. We should see a different number because the command is going to be triggered. So we just have to wait in this case now. But you can see it doesn't take too much longer, 4 seconds. And then we should see an update for this file. And there you go. The content changed because we automatically scheduled this command. Of course, if you want to change this again, you just say cron tab -e. You go to the bottom, you delete the line. That's it. So this is how you schedule cron jobs in general. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a Python script which backs up these these files here in backup files. So I'm going to say here backup program.py. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say import os, import shutil, and I'm going to say files path is going to be equal to /home neural9 desktop, and then what was it, backup files like this. So that's the directory, and then I'm going to say Dropbox path. In my case, Dropbox is at /home neural9 Dropbox, like this. So we have the files, we have the Dropbox path, and basically all I'm doing here is copying the file. So for a file in OS list directory, and then basically just files path. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say shutil.copy, and I'm going to join os path join. I'm going to join here the files path and the file name, and I'm going to copy this to os path join to Dropbox path and file. That's basically it. And what this is going to do now for us is, let me just open this up here. We're going to go to Dropbox, the backup. Actually, we need a backup directory for this. So we're going to say backup directory here. I actually already created it in my Dropbox. So this is my Dropbox backup directory. It's empty now. And this is going to copy the backup files into the backup directory. So what we're going to do now is we're going to first create some files in here. So I'm going to open up the terminal, and I'm going to say test.txt, hello world. And then maybe we can also, yeah, let's just use text files here. I don't want to create some images now. Or actually, let's go ahead and create an image. I'm going to use GIMP for this. I'm going to open up GIMP. I'm going to create a new image like this here. I'm going to just draw something. Hello, something like this, just so we have different file types. Export. I'm going to export this to desktop, backup files, untitled PNG. It's fine. Export. There you go. Discard changes. And now we have these two files. If I now run my Python script here, Python 3 backup program, we have a problem because I never closed this bracket here. So let's do that. Now run this again. There you go. Let's go back to the backup directory, and you can see now these two are backed up. These two files are backed up to the Dropbox. Now let's delete them again from the Dropbox. Every time we run the script now, we're going to take the files of this directory and we're going to upload them to Dropbox. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say cron tab-e. We're going to go down here, or actually one thing that I forgot, what we need to do first is we need to realize that, or we need to locate the Python version that we're using. So we need to know, okay, when I'm running Python 3 here, what am I actually running? Because that's important, because remember, we're running this from a different shell with different environments. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to say which, and then Python 3. And in my case, this is a pyenv Python 3 version. In your case, it might be something like user bin Python 3. Whatever you get here, this is the Python that you want to run. So I'm going to copy this here, and now I'm going to go to cron tab-e. At the bottom, we're going to say here, just for demonstration purposes, every minute again. And the command is going to be the Python 3 command, so the path to Python 3. And then we're going to say home, neural 9, desktop, and then what was it again? It was actually on the desktop, backup program.py. So this file is now on the desktop. It's going to run with Python 3 all the time. So I can just save this here. And what we need to do now is we need to wait for our clock so that 1 minute is passed. So at 6:49 p.m. we should get an update here. And this should hopefully back up the file. So I'm going to keep this open up here in the background. Maybe we can see what the current time is exactly. Okay, we're going to have to wait 40 seconds here. All right, so now we should see the script being triggered in a second. Now, there you go. Backup happened. So this is now going to be run every single minute. It's going to do a backup. Of course, this is not very useful. What I would suggest you do is you do a daily or weekly backup. So for example, as I said, every day, 2 p.m. would be star, or actually not star, 0, 14, asterisk, 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 and then the command would mean every day at 14 o'clock, which is 2 p.m., run this script. In my case, I'm going to remove this now again, but you can use cron in many different ways. Whenever you want to automate something, whenever you want to have something being run every month, every week, every year, or every minute, hour, whatever, you can just schedule a cron job and you can automate the process, which can be very useful. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting a like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss a single future video for free. Other than that, thank you much for watching, see you in the next video, and bye.